Welcome back to Coffee Talk. Grab your coffee, guys, and let's talk. Before we get started, why don't you check out our merchandise? You can get you a shirt if you're retired and loving it too. Today, we're going to talk about some retirement concerns.
One of the first concerns that we have, and most people that retired, is will you outlive your savings?
That's a big concern.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the concerns you have before you retire.
Yeah.
It's like, are we going to have enough money? Are we going to be able to pay our bills? I mean, all these things come into your mind and you think about it, and it's a concern.
You don't have that steady income from your job coming in weekly or monthly or bi-weekly, whatever it might be, and it is a major concern, and probably the number one concern for everybody is,
right,
are we going to outlive our savings?
And it's something you do have to plan for, and that's why we've said many times you need a good financial advisor. They can walk you through these things. You need to review them at least once a year, but that is a top retirement concern. And it's something that when you plan and you do see your financial advisor every year, it's not something that you need to sit and worry about, because there's always something to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to have those unexpected expenses come up like you do any time in life. But if you sit down with your financial advisor, you can make plans for what if the refrigerator goes out, or what if you have a major car problem, and you have money put aside so that when these things come up, you're prepared. You have a roadmap.
That's right. So that's one of the top concerns is, will you outlive your money?
Yes.
And the second concern that people have about retirement is that their investments won't keep up.
Yes.
With inflation. Inflation lately has just been crazy. So you look for ways to save and ways to cut corners because inflation is a real thing. I mean, you're spending more for groceries, for gas, then your income is not keeping up with that.
You're spending all this money, and then you look at the stock market, if you have money in the stock market, and you see it tanking out, down big time, and it is a concern, a big concern.
It is. And so, I mean, you tweak things. You learn to work around things.
Yes.
Since we've been married 47 years, we've always grocery shopped, either on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Usually on Friday, but one of those 3 days. Well, now that we're retired, we found out Senior Day is on Tuesday. And so if we go, we shop on Tuesday, we save 5% on the store brand, which is normally what we buy anyway. And so we started shopping on Tuesday.
Saving 5%. It may not sound a lot, but over a year's time, it adds up to a lot of money, probably a week or two of groceries.
Right.
You're getting free.
So you just make little adjustments here and there. You learn to make do, is what we used to call it. When you don't have things or whatever, you just learn to make do. And so it is a retirement concern, but we need to, when we're retired, try not to worry about this kind of stuff.
And as we said before, normally in retirement, you're going to be spending less anyway. You won't have that gas expense back and forth from work, and you won't have those major car repairs from all the mileage you put on your car. And so you're going to be spending yearly a lot less being retired, but still, you're putting money aside, and something that the last thing you want to do is always be worried during retirement. You want to enjoy your retirement. So these are just concerns that we have to plan for, that when they come up, sure, you get a little frustrated with them when a major expense comes up. I mean, we just had a major expense on our car that we spent like $1,500 on, and I mean, it wasn't a happy moment, but yet, we were prepared, and we didn't like it, but still, we're not going to let it ruin our retirement.
Right. And you might also be concerned about rising cost of medical care and medical expenses. One thing though, after you retire, if you have traditional Medicare and you have a supplement, once you pay your deductible, you're better off than when you're working and have some kind of health care plan through your company, because typically you pay more out of pocket when you have a health care through your company or whatever than you do when you have traditional Medicare and a supplement.
Yes.
Concern that we're talking about today about retirement is something that we don't want to think about. None of us do, but it happens every day, and that is the loss of a spouse. That's a concern, because what if something happens to your spouse? Then, are you going to be able to make it on your own? What are you going to do? It changes everything.
It's a major change, a major concern, and it's a major lifestyle change.
So those are concerns that people have going into retirement. And that's why we think it's so important to retire as soon as you can. Because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. And so while we still have our health, while we still have each other, we want to go places and do things and experience life that we've not gotten to do when we worked. There's a lot of things that we can be concerned about when we retire, but we don't want to sit around and just stew and worry, because that's not going to get you anywhere. We
want to make memories together, and when that time comes, whenever it comes, we've thought about things like this, and we don't want to focus on them, but we want to focus on making the positive memories, the good memories. When that time comes, then we'll adjust.
That's right. So I hope you've enjoyed our coffee talk today. And if there's something that you would like for us to talk about in a coffee talk, let us know in the comments, and we'll do our best to talk about it in a future coffee talk. We'll see you next time on Retired and Loving It. If you'd like to see more of our videos, click the video that just popped up on your screen.